Hi guys, I'm Uzo Adubo. And for my Com 115 class, Managing Conflict, I decided to do a workshop for you two today, and for all people that's in relationships, that help you better understand the relationship you're in, and also how to solve the conflicts you may go through on a daily basis. Now, the first thing I'd like to talk to you guys today is about the basis of all relationships, where problems can come from, and these are called relationship issues. These involve rules, norms, or boundaries that a person and their partner have tactically or overly agreed upon. So, if you two come together and agree upon something like don't go to so and so's house, and someone breaks that it becomes an issue in the relationship. So that's an example of a relationship issue. Now, another issue that comes from relationship issues that I'd like to talk to you two today about, since being in a romantic relationship, are intangible issues. Now, intangible issues involve issues that aren't hard, physical, or have observable assets in them. For example, one partner's behaviors, habits, or actions may annoy or upset another person, or like one of the partners may need time alone or time out with friends, or one partner has not been paying enough attention to the other partner. Do you guys have any intangible issues that you can bring up or have been through being in a relationship?
Yeah, I feel like since I've been in college, I've been finding it hard to spend time with her.
And spend more time with her, you
Yeah,
said?
spend more
Oh,
time.
well, yeah, see, that is an intangible issue because that's not something you can kind of wrap your hand around, but that is a problem that you guys are going through, and it may hurt the relationship. And later on in the workshop, I'll tell you how to get through things like this. Um, Another thing you may go through being in a relationship are relational transgressions. These are extremely problematic situations in which core rules of a relationship are violated, which leave one person with high emotional residues. And emotional residues is when you experience like lingering emotional responses to the memory of something that your partner have done. So, since he answered last time, do you have any emotional residues that you have gotten from past relationships, or probably being in this one today?
Yes. Well, one time he did cheat on me with one of his exes, and now I just kind of find it hard to trust him wherever he goes.
Well, yeah. See, that's an emotional residue because that can leave her with feelings such as untrust, or it can make her hurt. So, uh, I'm going to show you guys later how to resolve issues like this too. But now to how to resolve some of these issues, one of the ways I like you guys to learn about today is collaborate. Now, this is when you use integrative behaviors and you develop mutually satisfying agreements to solve a problem once and for all. Everyone knows what collaborating is. It's two people coming together trying to work for a common goal. So when you guys are going through issues or problems in a relationship, I want you guys to think about collaborating. Remember, in collaboration, you're not always trying to achieve a goal individually, but together as one unit. Another way you guys can solve some of the issues you may go through is through cooperative negotiation. And this is an integrative form that combines like formal bargaining techniques and skills such as effective listening, assertiveness, and supportive communication. The key to this is also working together and also using. I don't want you guys to think of when I say formal bargaining techniques as a buy and sell type of relationship, but also bargaining meaning like you guys are both trying to come to one result, but in different ways. So you guys find ways to balance out kind of the equation, or balance out the problems you guys may be having with each other, and coming to an overall result, or overall satisfying, a satisfying result to the issue you may be going through. Now, before this ends today, I wanted to leave you guys with two types of ways to solve conflicts, not only in your relationship, but in your everyday life. And one of those ways is what I like to call what us in the communications department like to call the confrontation process. These are 6 steps to successful interpersonal conflict resolution. Now, the confrontation process. The first step is preparation. Preparation is when you identify your problem, need, or issue. Now, when you identify this in the first step, you're doing this individually. You're just asserting yourself or kind of making yourself aware of what is the problem before you go approach the person for it. And which leads to the second part, which is tell the person we need to talk. That's step 2. Now, step 3 is interpersonal confrontation. Now, this is when you talk to the other person about the problem or the need or the issue that you talk to yourself about, and you make it open and put it on the table. Now, the fourth, and I think one of the most important steps in this process is considering your partner's point of view. Now, this is just hearing what your partner has to say and taking into consideration everything that he or she is saying. The fifth step is is how you manage the problem. Now, this is overall how you're gonna come to agreement or an understanding on what the problem is and kind of how you're going to solve it or how you're going to go about getting through this issue. And the last step is something that you guys should probably do is follow up on the situation. That's when you go back and kind of talk about what you've been through or talk about how the process is, how far the process has been since you guys have solved the issue you have been going through. Now, the last step I'd like to tell you guys about is the STLC system. Now, the STLC system is very good, and I think is very important to use in everyday conflicts for everyone. Now, the S in this system, pardon me, the S in this system stands for stop. This is when you stop when you realize that a conflict begins. Now, when I mean stop, you don't have to yell out stop. What I mean stop is take time to leave the conflict and get yourself together. Don't automatically go to hasty, don't do hasty things, or don't do things without thinking, which is what the T stands for in the STLC system. And which think before you act. Everyone knows what that is. Don't open your mouth without knowing the repercussions of what you may say. Just think about what you're going to say before you say it. Or think about what you're going to do because you don't know how it's going to affect the other person. The L is for listen. This means to listen to what others have to say before you say anything. Everyone, don't talk. Don't talk unless you fully understand, or not even unless, without fully understanding what the other person is saying. You don't want to just automatically overpower them by talking first, or you don't want to just disregard everything they're saying. Actually listen to what they have to say. And the C is the last thing, and that's communicate. This is how you decide how you're going to communicate, and you stick to it. Sometimes you can't just approach every conflict the same way. So for communicate, this is how you decide you're going to communicate to your partner, because you don't always communicate to everyone the same way you're going to communicate to your partner. And I want you guys to be able to use this system everywhere. So, this is very important because you need to know not only who your audience is and who you're in the conflict with, but how they're going to react. So communicate is when you decide how you're going to go about, communicating this issue or trying to solve or managing this conflict and sticking to it. That's the key thing, sticking to it. Do not sway or do not, change how you're going to approach this person. So hopefully you guys learned a little bit about the issues you go through in relationships and also how to solve them. If more people were here, we would play a game that I like to call What Would You Do? And this is when you would write down, anonymously issues you two may go through and put it on a piece of paper, and you would pass it around to another couple. And randomly they would be spoken, and each of you guys would say how you would solve those issues based on what you learned through this presentation. So I'd like to thank you guys. And are there any questions you may have?
No, thank you.
All right. You, sir? Well, thank you, and I hope you guys learned today.